We gather here today.
Oh, okay. Well, fancy meeting you here.
I'm Jill.
I'm Steph.
And we are
the Bantering Banshees. I love how we make eye contact every time we do it.
Take two.
Thank you guys for coming back, listening to another one of our episodes where we banter.
And Banshees.
And talk about...
Didn't make sense. We
banter.
talk about Banshees.
We talk about Banshees. Talk about the haunted stuff. But we're happy to have you. And today, I will be telling you a story about my first location outside of New England.
Ooh.
I have finally ventured outside of, not the old, because we're still starting with the old. Yeah, I'm leaving my comfort zone of New England.
Leaving
on a jet plane.
I went for a totally different song.
Where were you going?
I didn't have the words right. It was easy like a summer's morning. No. Is that how it goes?
Nope. So you only had about 45% of the words right. That's why I'm easy.
Yeah.
Easy like Sunday morning.
Oh, it's not a summer morning.
I mean, it could be. It could be. Listen.
It's an easy Sunday summer morning.
There you go.
Yeah.
There is another song that one of my former coworkers, she's convinced that it's Rock the Cash Bar, and it's not. It's Rock the Catspa, which is like a...
What is a Catspa?
It's something like, I believe it's like Middle Eastern. It's like a...
okay.
I still thinking Rock the Cash Bar makes sense, because if you're rocking the cash bar, you're like paying for everybody's drinks. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I support that wrong lyric. I also support yours because it still works. Easy like a summer morning.
Exactly.
It's not the lyric, but does it work? Yes.
It works.
It works. So I support that one.
Thank you.
To get back on track, I am going to take us to Wisconsin.
Ooh.
The state of cheese.
I love cheese.
I love cheese. We're big cheese supporters over here. And specifically, we are going to Milwaukee.
Ooh.
And what?
Like the Tool.
Like yes, like
Yes.
the Tool. Look at you.
I know things.
I know things. I do stuff. It's all there. And actually, we are going to the beautiful Pfister Hotel.
Ooh.
Yes. This is known as baseball's hotel because this is where my sports knowledge gets very limited, because I know football very well. So I'm like, wait, why isn't this a football hotel too? That's because the Green Bay Packers, because Green Bay is in Wisconsin, it's not near this. So there is no reason for football teams to stay here. Because I was researching and I was like, why is it only baseball?
How rude.
I was like, that's very selective. And then I was like, oh, there's a huge baseball stadium in Milwaukee. So that's why a lot of baseball clubs will stay there. The Pfister Hotel was opened in 1893, and it cost $1 million to build, which in today's money, well, in 2024 money, would be $35 million.
Oh, that's a lot of pennies.
That's a lot of nickels and dimes.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show you, inflation sucks.
Holy Toledo.
It is considered the Grand Hotel of the West, and it was one of the most lavish for its time. It was created. The idea came from Guido Pfister. Unfortunately, he passed away in 1889, so he wasn't able to see the building, the hotel, come to fruition.
Oh, that sucks.
But his son, Charles Chuck comes in and he's like, I got you, Dad. And he's the one who brought his father's vision to life.
Oh, I love that.
It came with some quote-unquote uncommon features some might consider groundbreaking for their time, such as fireproofing.
Oh my God. If that's groundbreaking.
That's what I said. I was like, oof, okay. That would, ooh, all right.
Safety. All right.
Oh, we're finally prioritizing, like, hey guys, we're going to try to keep you safe from fire.
This isn't really a safe thing. We should probably fix this.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Fireproofing. This one's cool. Electricity, and not that that was it. It had its own power plant.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So
That's
for
cool.
its time, that was
That's
uncommon.
huge.
And you're going to love this one. It was the first hotel in America to have thermostat controls in each individual room.
And that's how it should be.
And that's how it should be, because if you've ever stayed at the Biltmore,
You know.
you know what that's like.
It's bullshit.
It is
Enraging?
It's not for everyone. So either you travel there when you know it's going to be freezing and you only want the heat on, or it's going to be hot and you only want cold air. There is no individual option in the guest room.
No,
So
It sucks.
whatever the thermostat is set at, you're stuck.
And then you open the window, but at that point, then you're nervous because you think it's a fucking ghost. And you wake up at 3 a.m. with the curtain moving and you almost shit your pants.
And then you make your best friend almost shit her pants when you whisper her name in the middle of the night in a haunted hotel room to see if she too sees the window. It was like, oh my God, oh, this is happening. Did you see that? I was like, oh fuck, no, that was her. Okay.
It wasn't Gary.
It wasn't Gary. Oh, God. We miss you, Gare.
Oh, we
Gare.
do miss Gary.
Yes, the Pfister Hotel had the luxury of thermostats in each individual guest room.
Oh, I love that.
And it was the first in America.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was 1893. In the scheme of America, it had been pretty established at that point. You would have
Yeah.
thought like maybe New York had gotten on something, Boston, there's plenty of people there. It's cold and hot.
You would think that someone would have done it before.
Been
them.
like, ooh, what if we gave people the option to turn it down? I wonder what that board meeting was like.
Oh my. Like, crazy idea here.
Stick with me.
What if?
And I'm not saying we have to like it, but what if we let them, choose their own temperatures in their room? Genius! The Pfister, for its time, actually had some really interesting amenities. I still think them having their own power plant for that time.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. That is iconic.
Yeah.
Eventually, the hotel started to get a little old for its age, wasn't pulling in quite the clientele that was happening in the late 1800s, early 1900s, because, the Depression.
The Depression.
And there's a couple, there's world wars in there, and
people couldn't afford.
Yeah, not everybody was like, let's vacation in Milwaukee.
No, people weren't. No,
I feel like that's no offense.
That wasn't a place that people were like, you know where we should go.
Yeah. And no offense, Wisconsin, I'm sure you're beautiful. Again, love your cheese. But I feel...
I don't think there's much going on around that time.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Fortunately, in 1962, a man by the name of Ben Marcus came in. He bought the hotel at auction.
Mm-hmm.
And he runs movie theaters.
Oh.
So he has kind of some experience with, renovating and keeping things, giving the people what they want.
It's provocative.
It gets the people going. Along with restoring the hotel to its former glory, he added a 23-story tower to the hotel in the 1960s.
23 stories.
Right.
Dang.
So the hotel, if you look at it today, a picture of it, it's a traditional square building, and then it's got this 23-story round tower behind it.
It's like Mohegan Sun.
Oh my gosh, yes!
Small building, huge hotel.
It's like, I don't think they quite go together. Again, I love architecture and I love looking at things like that.
But it's just weird.
They could have done something a little different than a tower. But nobody asked me.
No.
It was rude. Because of the original owners, Charles and his father, started with Charles though, the hotel has the largest collection of Victorian art that is held by a hotel in the world.
Holy cow.
Correct.
Wow.
So you can visit the art. You can go to the hotel just to see the art. You can go on a self-guided tour, or you can wait for a tour because they have a resident artist that will guide you through and explain things like you live there to do that.
Oh,
that's pretty awesome.
That's an amazing job.
That's pretty awesome. The Imperial Ballroom has an impressive 32-foot ceiling, and it quickly became a favorite venue for weddings, balls, and social gatherings.
I love that.
I love 32-foot ceilings, as long as I don't have to clean them.
No cleaning here.
I would just be like, oh, there's a cobweb that's gonna stay. Being one of the nicest hotels in the area, it is common choice for baseball clubs. And now we transition into our Actually segment. Actually. And so, most of the accounts I'm going to tell you come from baseball players.
Ooh, okay.
And it's pretty cool because they do not mince words. These guys
like,
do not like staying there.
Here's like Family Guy. There's a ghost!
Exactly. There was one of the stories is of one of the players, Carlos Martinez. He actually posted a video to his Instagram where he is speaking in Spanish, but he is recounting the fact that him and another player saw a ghost and they are not staying in separate rooms and they will only stay in the same room together.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So hold on to your butts because we're going to go through some ghosty stuff right now. A lot of the information I found was from the MLB.com website, and it's from an article by Michael Clare titled Scary Stories from Baseball's Haunted Hotel.
Oh.
He collected about 10 stories from players and managers, because it's not just the players that stay there. And they range from hearing footsteps, hearing voices coming out of locked rooms that nobody is staying in, to clothes being moved. One player had shared that he laid his clothes out on the table for the upcoming night, had left for the day, came back to his room, the clothes were strewn across the floor, and the table was pushed to the opposite side of the room.
Well, that's just rude.
That is what I thought. Sir, if you want to move stuff, that's fine, but Can
you just, like, put your hands underneath my now folded clothes and just move them?
And don't tell me you don't have the energy because you just moved a table.
Exactly.
You could have left my folded clothes where they were. Rude. So one of my favorite stories is about a player. His name is Jai-Man Choi, and I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. He was a first baseman, and his experience was a little different than others because he actually likes ghosts.
Oh, he's like us.
He's a banshee, and he doesn't even know it.
What a fellow banshee.
So his account that he shared with Michael Clare was that in 2016, the Los Angeles Angels were set to play the Milwaukee Brewers. Choi told Michael that that night he did not sleep well, and it was because of the restless spirits. Not that that bothered him, but he didn't sleep well. He states that when ghosts are present, he feels comfortable.
Oh, so he really is like us.
Yeah, but that also makes me think that whatever spirits he was feeling weren't negative.
Right. He knew that whatever was there wasn't going to hurt him or bother him.
Right. Troy recalls to Michael, I was scared at first, so I didn't want to open my eyes. I've dealt with that a lot more times after. One of those times was when a spirit whispered in his ear.
Oh, no.
And another, this one, I was like, Troy was in bed, and he was laying on his side, and he felt a spirit crawl up behind him and hug him.
What is it with spirits that like to cuddle in bed?
Why is it crawling?
Oh.
I mean, if it wants to cuddle me, fine, cuddle me.
Like slide into bed. Don't crawl.
Just take a seat and but crawl. That made my skin crawl. Yeah. I was like, oh. Now I'm going to really quickly tell you a couple stories that I found on historichotelsofamerica.org.
Okay.
And they will quite clearly capture how much these guys don't like this hotel.
Oh my gosh.
Giancarlo Stanton says, quote, man, I hate when we have 4 games there. 2, 3, anything's better than 4. It's freaky as shit, with the headshot paintings on the walls and the old curtains everywhere. It reminds me of the Disneyland haunted house. The less time I'm there, the better. Michael Young, who played for the Texas Rangers, the baseball team out of Texas. Don't come for me. He says, quote, oh, fuck that place.
He's like, we're not going to mince words.
Michael's my kind of guy. He says, oh, fuck that place. Listen, I'm not someone who spreads ghost stories, so if I'm telling you this, it happened. A couple years ago, I was laying in bed after a night game, and I was out. My room was locked, and I heard these footsteps inside my room, stomping around. I'd heard all these stories about this hotel, so I was wide awake at that point. And then I heard it again. These footsteps on the floor. So I yelled out, hey, make yourself at home, hang out, have a seat, but do not wake me up, okay? After that, I didn't hear anything for the rest of the night.
Well, what a respectful ghost.
I thought so, too. He says, I just let him know he was welcome and that we could be pals, that he could marinate in there for as long as he needed to, just as long as he didn't wake me up.
Oh my gosh.
I love that. One of the most common of the paranormal experiences that happen at the hotel, besides hearing the footsteps or the whispers, is an apparition of former owner Charles Pfister himself.
Oh, so it's kind of like the Omni Barker house.
I think he is very proud that the hotel is still up and running and is still considered one of the most lavish hotels in America.
Yeah.
I think it has a wonderful reputation as being luxury but spooky, and I think he's very proud. He'll be seen roaming his halls. He walks his staircase. He is the most commonly seen apparition. Some people will claim to see shadow figures, but nobody says if they resemble him or not. So everybody just chalks up any ghostly activity to Chuck.
It's gotta be him.
He's just pulling your leg. He's such a jokester, that Chucky. Along with the beautiful history, they really lean into their haunted history.
Oh,
Pfister is proud of any accounts. They do not hide, and I think we need to add them to the list.
Absolutely.
I think we need to make a trip to Milwaukee.
We definitely need to.
Eat some cheese and see some ghosts.
Oh, cheese and ghosts.
Two of our favorite things. So that is my story for today.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you so much for sticking around.
That was delightful.
Thank you kindly. Please and thank you.
Have a good night, guys.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Stay spooky.
Bye.
Bye.